In the cold, wet and punishing landscapes of the North Atlantic, wood should not last. Rain, snow, salt air, insects and deep freezes should destroy timber within a few generations. Yet Viking Age beams, ship components, roof supports and storehouses have endured for nearly a millennium. Some still stand where they were first set, exposed to the same forces that destroy modern treated lumber in a fraction of the time. This survival was not accidental, and it was not the result of superior trees alone. The Viking timber secret was a system built on timing, material knowledge, and environmental control. They did not rely on chemical shortcuts. They relied on understanding how wood lives, dies, and can be guided toward longevity. What follows is not legend or romantic storytelling. It is the practical knowledge that allowed Viking timber to outlast empires. The most important Viking wood preservative was pine tar, produced by slowly heating resin-rich pine roots and wood in low-oxygen pits. This process extracted a thick, sticky substance rich in antifungal and water-repelling compounds. Pine tar did not form a brittle shell. It soaked deep into the wood, preserving flexibility and preventing cracking. Viking ships depended on pine tar for survival. Hull planks, decks and rigging were repeatedly treated. Roof shingles, walls and tools received the same treatment. Pine tar allowed wood to breathe while shedding water, preventing the trapped moisture that causes internal rot. Today, traditional pine tar can still be sourced or made. It should be warmed gently and applied to fully dry wood in thin coats. Multiple applications over time allow deep penetration. Mixing pine tar with boiled linseed oil improves absorption and curing, a method documented in later Nordic traditions but rooted in Viking practice. Chemistry worked quietly in the background. Vikings did not know chemical formulas, but they observed results. Oak and other tannin-rich woods were frequently paired with iron fasteners. When iron oxidizes in contact with tannins, it forms iron tannate, a compound hostile to decay organisms. This reaction strengthened the wood around nails and fittings instead of weakening it. This explains why many Viking and medieval oak beams remain solid around iron hardware centuries later. The iron was not a liability. It was part of the preservation system. Modern builders can replicate this by pairing untreated iron with tannin-rich woods or by applying iron solutions made from iron scraps soaked in vinegar. The resulting reaction darkens the wood but significantly increases resistance to rot. Design prevented decay before it could begin. Viking timber survived because water was never allowed to linger. Beams were raised on stone foundations rather than buried in soil. Roofs were steep, shedding rain and snow quickly. Eaves extended far beyond walls, protecting structural wood from direct exposure. End grain was shielded through joinery instead of being left open to absorb moisture. Airflow was always prioritized. Buildings were designed to dry rapidly after storms, not to be sealed airtight. This prevented the stable damp conditions fungi require to thrive. Anyone building today can apply this by ensuring wood never sits directly in soil, by allowing ventilation under floors, and by designing structures that shed water immediately rather than trapping it. Why the Viking timber secret still matters. Viking wood preservation was not primitive. It was efficient, resilient and sustainable. It required patience, observation, and respect for materials rather than dependence on industrial supply chains. In a time when modern treated wood often fails within decades, Viking timber methods offer proven solutions backed by 1,000 winters of evidence. For builders, survivalists, restorers, and serious history enthusiasts, this knowledge is not academic. It is usable, repeatable, and relevant now. If this guide deepened your understanding of how Viking craftsmanship achieved true longevity, subscribe to The Beginning for more grounded historical knowledge that still works in the real world. Share this with anyone who values building for generations rather than seasons. History survives when its lessons are put back to work.